was like, woman, why did you let me write a whole letter, draw whole pictures, go to a whole post office, get a whole envelope, put my whole letter in the whole envelope, and then post that whole thing to a whole lie? Hello fam, welcome back to the channel. Today is day 5 of vlogmas. This is day 6 and your girl is feeling the pinch, but we're gonna keep tracking. This video is going to be a story time video. This is day 6. It's about how I found out that Father Christmas, aka Santa, wasn't real. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be calling Father Christmas Santa because it's just shorter. Don't be coming for me, South Africans. This is how I found out that Santa isn't real. Let's set the scene. I was about 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't really remember, but I was young, okay? And I was a skeptic, but a believer at heart. I had my doubts. Like, I'd watch these movies with Santa, and he was always giving kids presents, but somehow these kids were always white. And they were always in countries where it snowed. Santa was never in like some sunny southern hemispherian country. That was dodgy, and it's like, okay. I hardly ever saw him with any black families or any black kids, and he always had to go down people's chimneys, which in itself is dodgy. But also nobody in my neighborhood has a chimney, so it's like, okay Santa, how's this gonna work? Like, how are the presents coming in? Even with my doubts, I still had faith and I still wanted my presents. If you're new here, please give this video a like or subscribe to my channel. I swear, like, it's not always like this. And also comment down below how you found out that Santa slash Father Christmas isn't real. So now there I was watching TV with my family, and this ad, I think the ShopRite ad, came on, and it was giving out Santa's PO box. It was like PO box 7231, North Pole, la 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 la, and they were telling us to write to him and to tell him what we wanted. And then it hit me. That's why I wasn't getting any presents. I was out here thinking that Santa works with the same system that God has, that you just tell him your wish list and then, I don't know, he figures it out. To be clear, my sisters and I always got Christmas clothes. Every single Christmas, my mom would get us Christmas clothes, and we'd be there going to church in our new clothes. After lunch, we're out there flexing on the kids in our new clothes. So we always got Christmas clothes, but we never got like boxed presents with this like random stuff in boxes. That just wasn't a thing back home. I don't know anybody in my neighborhood that actually got presents. We don't do presents back home. But I just wanted these rollerblades, guys. I wanted red rollerblades. First I wanted a bike, but then my mom was like, no girl, it's too expensive. And then I was like, okay, let's lower it down to rollerblades. And then my mom was like, okay, get la bona, which means no. So the only person I could turn to was Santa. So one Sunday afternoon, my mom is sitting at the dining room table marking papers, and I come up and join her with my crayons and my pencils, and I'm like sitting there with my innocent young sweet self writing this letter to Santa saying, dear Santa, I've been a good girl. Kind of. All I want for Christmas is these red rollerblades. I even told him my shoe size because I have big feet and I didn't want him to mess up this order. So it's like, listen Santa, my feet be big, but you know, make it work. The next day, Mama goes shopping, so I join her. We go to ShopRite, we buy the things, and then after that, we pass the post office. And I'm like, Mama, I need to post this letter to Santa. And then she's like, yeah, sure, let's go post the letter. So there I am. We buy envelopes and we buy a stamp. My sweet innocent young self is over there folding the little letter, writing the address on the back of the envelope, putting it into that post box. My mom is right next to me, just like looking at me doing all this stuff. And then after that, we go home. Christmas Day comes and we get our new Christmas clothes. I think it's amazing how my mom made sure that we had new Christmas clothes. They are a present in themselves. I'm not about to shade my mom because we didn't get like standard presents. I'm about to shade her for something else. So we go to church, we have lunch, my sisters and I go out into the street, and everyone, all the kids are flexing their new clothes. But then evening comes and I'm like, okay Santa, where the rollerblades at? And I'm like, okay Tirelo, just have patience. Santa has to go around the world through different time zones. You'll get your present probably like the next day, so chill out. So I chilled. So the next morning comes and then I find nothing. And then the next day comes and then still nothing. I think it was at that point that I realized, okay, this whole Santa stuff is some bull. I wasn't shook because I already had my doubts, but I was just sad because I knew that I would never get my rollerblades. Side note though, while I was in university, I went to this thrift shop and then I found these blue rollerblades that fit me. Like I told you guys, I have big feet, so the fact that those rollerblades fit was a miracle. At that point I was like, this isn't Santa, this is Jesus. I don't know why, but for some time after that, like I was a little bit angry at my mom. I was just angry-ish. I was like, woman, why did you let me write a whole letter, draw whole pictures, go to a whole post office, get a whole envelope, put my whole letter in the whole envelope, and then post that whole thing to a whole lie? It was just like, but dude, why did you watched me be a joke? Why didn't you say anything? And then I obviously forgot about it because I'm a child. Like as kids, you just forget about being angry. Like you were angry at somebody and then like you get hungry and then you forget it. But now as a grown woman myself, I realized that she was just being a mom. So yeah, that's my crappy story about how I found out that Father Christmas / Santa isn't real. If this is something that you enjoyed, please like the button or subscribe to the channel and comment down below how you found out that Santa isn't real. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.